That tram lady just, I can't even go into it too much because it's just ridiculous.
How come now that she's come out, there's loads more that have
Yeah, I think people got a bit brave, innit? I think once people
went off the bus.
Yeah.
She went for him. She's like 20 times the size.
That should have happened on the Emma Westford one if she wasn't carrying a baby for me. From watching that video, I was always like, if she didn't have a baby, she needed to get dragged off the shit.
Still held a little.
You know, but my thing with a baby is like, what are you gonna do with the baby? You know what I'm saying?
She didn't care about anybody else's baby.
You know, I hear that, but you still got to overcome her stupidity. You don't want to stick to her level.
If I was on that tram, I couldn't have not said something. I don't understand how there were so many silent people. Say something, stop being a pussy. The guy behind her standing up, what I'm gonna do? You're not gonna do anything. Dappy's baby mum was spitting on her.
How did you know about that?
That was in the press. I was actually there.
I didn't know that she spat on her. I thought they just had a bit of a fight.
Shouts to End Ups because I was at that show and they came on and did an amazing show after that, like nothing had happened. Seriously, they're not professional. Their show games is on point.
I heard that Dappy's baby mum was a bit of a crazy one.
Yeah, that spitting shit is...
That is crazy.
Dappy's baby mother spitting on Princess Nyah, that made headlines. It was shocking, but it wasn't like, you know, shit like that happens every day.
It's not the same woman as Kay, the one that he was arrested for hitting, but then turns out he didn't hit her.
It is her.
This ain't a crazy public display, but it's one that I thought was quite funny and seemed to kind of just go under the floorboards. Jessie J, when she was receiving one of her mobos, she was like, yeah, everyone have a good time, yeah, just get your dicks out. And I was kind of like, oh shit, you hear that shit? That was funny. I was excited by that, but no one spoke about it. So I was a bit like, alright.
Of course she was excited.
Oh, no, come. No, listen, don't get it twisted. I'm not in love with Jessie J, I understand that now, but I'm just not afraid to fucking air my opinion on her. That's all it is.
You wanna put it in her?
No, I said that it looks like you could. And you gotta think of the words I'm using, like.
It's just weird, so you don't check out girls in the normal kind of way, you check out the ears.
Look at the ears. Nostrils is third down the picking line, you know what I'm saying?
What's second?
I'm gonna keep it normal on the second one and say mouth, but then I'll get a bit freaky
So
after
about
the
the head area.
So the
Just the orifice.
maybe fifth, go with the arse fourth.
The only thing that really shocked me was, well, not the only thing, but like OG Nikki, them kind of just nonsense things. OG Nikki, yeah, she's a G. She's like, do you know what? I'm a hoe, I like music, let's go. Come get me. That was it.
If she was 22, I would agree with you, but she's 17. She's not a G, she's a lost.
No.
And it's our fault as grown-ups for giving her so much airtime and allowing that to have got to the state it did get to. Because she's not old enough to make that kind of decision.
That's very true.
When she's 30, she's got to look back.
She actually decided to do that herself, or someone had the mastermind who was old enough and wise enough to realise that it was going to get the publicity and press that it got.
So Clara thought that maybe there was someone older pushing OG Nikki. I don't necessarily think that was the case. I think that was definitely done by accident.
Snips was saying that there was not anybody behind the whole OG Nikki thing, but I think there was somebody that kind of heard what she was doing and realised how big it could be. Whether it was prior her recording the track, whether it was after recording the track, there was people that were involved there that this could be something. I think to completely dismiss that is not the right thing to do. She's so young to be kind of coming out and saying those things kind of scared me, to be honest. Instead of blaming her, maybe look to those people a little bit more for their reasons behind doing that.
But I think the fact that Nikki's mum was retweeting some of her tweets might point in the direction of where her whole images come from. I think initially that was her just thinking, well, the American girls do it, so let me have a go doing it.
The difference between her and say Little Kim or Nicki Minaj is the way in which they say things. If I listen to Nicki Minaj and she's talking about things from a female perspective, you have to kind of appeal to the ladies as well, and you have to make a point that a woman would want to be in that position and could imagine themselves in that position, and the way that OG Nikki spoke about things isn't something or a position that I would want to be in, literally or not literally.
That doesn't seem like it was premeditated to me anyway. Maybe when she wasn't
afterwards.
Yeah, when she wasn't in everyone's tongue, then obviously someone was like, shit, we can make some shit out of this.
That to me is disgusting as well. She's a 17-year-old girl, man.
I actually forgot she was 17.
Well, I actually forgot. A massive shocking thing. I didn't see that coming.
Would you say it was any of us looting?
Yeah, was anyone here looting just by any chance?
I was busy, bro.
You said it like if you weren't busy, you would have been like.
I was in the States. I was actually in the States at the time, and people kept asking me like, oh my god, what's going on? Is your country burning? At the time I didn't know what was happening because there was just this general unrest that I think had been going on for quite a long time. People were very angry.
I was sitting on top of my roof in Kingsland Road watching it all.
Did any of you guys think that something like that would happen?
I work in the youth services, I do youth work, and as soon as the Tory government got voted in, I said give it 6 months and this country's going to go into a riot. Not to bait up any of my kids, but the kids that I used to teach before they cut all the funding, I guarantee a good 80% of them would be in the riots, and they wouldn't have been in the riots had we had youth club on every day and kept people off the streets. So I knew something like that was going to happen.
Yeah, I'd probably say the riots, although we all kind of forgot it. I just think that it was a big wake-up call for everyone. I don't think that it's really changed anything though, and I don't really think that anyone has woken up.
I don't think that the riots have actually solved anything. I think there's an unrest that has continued and that will probably come to a head once again next year. So look out 2012.
You're right.
Do you think they're going to happen again?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, fuck each and every one of you that voted for Tory government because it's your fault that there were riots.
No, that's not
please
true.
keep that on. I disagree.
That's not why there were riots. A lot of us voted Lib Dems and were very, very angry at what happened.
Yeah, but voting Lib Dem wasn't voting Tory.
No, it wasn't, and people were shocked when the things that they said they would do, they didn't. The things they said they weren't going to do, they did. Snips was pretty angry that I said that it wasn't entirely to do with people voting Conservative. People like me who voted Lib Dem and were annoyed that what we had voted for had come into power and not been pursued were in our right to be angry with that.
We're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. No one does shit.
That was in their manifesto. If you make a manifesto, you expect people that you vote.
You don't have to stick to any of it. It's not a legal thing. You can just write whatever you want in there.
If you vote Lib Dems and you're getting basically a Tory government, that's not what you voted for.
What we have to remember is that the country was in such a mess when they took over, and so much money is owed in so many places. Somebody had to do something. So, like, fair enough.
As a result of the Labour government, though.
Yeah, as a result of the Labour government.
The country wasn't just in a mess from the Labour government. The country's in a mess from a massive knock-on effect. Like people talk about, not even that, from the Tory government that came before the Labour government.
Yeah.
People talk about lack of housing. Oh, there's no housing. Fucking immigrants taking the houses. All that bullshit. No, there's no public housing because Margaret Thatcher sold them all.
It's something that's been brewing for years and years and years, and it's something that will happen again because you've got a generation of young adults who are fucking angry.
JME going to the newsagents and getting like £10 boy but no credit, and then they printed out the slip, and then at the bottom of the slip I swear it said something like you done know. I thought, wow, these men actually doing it. That's just big money. That's a power move.
Gets on the level featuring Kano, Scorcher and Wretch. For me it's like that track was progressive and I fucking loved the shit out of that. So I fucking loved it, you know what I'm saying?